Hello again, Libra. It's your friend Dharmajane here to do another weekly reading for you for February 16th to the 23rd, Friday to Friday. Finally got my office painted and all fixed up. I'm ready to read, and it's nice and calm in here. Got some sage going on. Alright, so calling in guides, calling in angels, calling in anyone from the highest good that has a message to bring forward for Libras for the week of February 16th through the 23rd. I'm actually going to keep that card because I dropped it and then I kept trying to pick it up and I couldn't, so I feel like it should be there. So I'm actually going to keep this one as like an overall root message because I feel like it wants to come out. So it's right here. Let's see what we got. So week of February 16th to the 23rd for this sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do we have here for Libras? So, Hierophant, this is an institution. This is your root here is going to be some kind of marriage, some kind of contract, some kind of maybe even schooling. So we're starting out this weekend with some fiery energy. Queen of Fire. It's a good woman, good country woman. Who else do we have? The World. So there's two indications for cycles here with the Hierophant and also with the World. The Emperor. Four of Earth. The Chariot. The Tower. I just heard final decision. So you got two fours here. A Tower. So what are we looking at? Spirit. Well, you've got two characters. You have a Queen of Earth and you have an Emperor. This is, I feel like this is someone, I keep wanting to say in control. Or wants to be in control. And then there's, you know, the Queen of Fire. This is the person in this situation who is, I just feel like really excited. I feel really excited here. And then I feel like this person is trying to be really grounded. And it feels like this back and forth type of thing. And that's why you have this like cycle happening here. But then, so I want to say like you're going around and around. Have been going around and around. Yeah, and I felt inclined to flip that over. It's the Eight of Swords. Feeling trapped in that. I mean, it would make sense if you're feeling trapped in it because you keep going around and around. But for whatever reason, there's holding on to. This is the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to that energy. But there is success moving forward with this Chariot energy here. Success moving forward because you move toward a tower, so you move toward a change. And that would make even more sense in conjunction with the World, because when the cycle ends, it changes. So, I mean, they kind of mirror each other. When the tower falls, everything changes. But it's like, even though there's change, you're not going to be entirely happy with the change by the end of the week. Let's get some clarifiers. What is this? I really feel inclined to do the Hierophant. So let's do that. It's the Hierophant. It's the Hierophant. High Priestess. And the Hierophant again. I mean, whatever this is, it feels very spiritual. It feels very contracted. It feels like I want to say it was supposed to be, meant to be. What's the Queen of Fire? Death card. So it could be a Scorpio and like a Saggy, Leo, Aries. The end of disappointment. Really? I mean, that's how I read that. With the Death card and the Four of Cups, I feel like there's an end of a disappointment. I heard era, which would also make sense with the World card here. You got Eight of Cups, moving on, greener pastures. That's what I'm saying, like, oops. Yeah. Karmic cycle. So these came out when I was moving forward towards the Emperor, and I mean, they're kind of like in between the World and the Emperor here, which this is being defensive, but I also feel like it means like standing your ground. Somebody here feels really strongly about whatever this is. I mean, like I said, it was contracted. It feels karmic. I feel like I said that before. But what is this? But so okay, if we're looking at this as we're moving on from disappointment, then what is it that we're holding on to here with this Four of Earth? What's this Four of Earth? Coming out of battling. It's like you want to hold on to whatever this is, but you don't want to fight anymore. It feels very karmic. Yeah, because it's not balanced the way that it is at all. But you still want to hold on to it, but you're done with being disappointed. Yeah, you're just being really practical. I mean, if you're tired of fighting about, you're tired of fighting about stuff. That's just the way it is. So what's this Chariot then? What is Libra moving on from or towards? Oh my gosh, that's like basically the same cards. Moving on or towards something. Can I get an additional clarifier, please? Moving on or towards. Watching your ships come in. That's what I'm saying. Something changes. In the middle of next week. What's this Tower? Not having to hold on to anymore. Why not? Why not, please? Six of Cups in reverse. Her change with the tide. Go with the flow. Maybe I just got a feeling like some Libras think that they're with a soulmate and they're not. Because there's manipulation here. It could be about with the Emperor and the Magician. I mean, the Emperor and the Six of Cups. This could be about the father of your children. But there's manipulation here. But these are all in reverse on top of the Tower, Libra. I'm going to need one more clarifiers on this. One more for the Tower, please. I just feel like everything is flipping, especially like, you know, this keeps creeping out, this Wheel of Fortune. It's like everything is coming out of negativity. As I move through these cards, it felt heavy, 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 and it feels less heavy. One more clarifier for the Tower, please. Because there's not going to be victory over something. I heard it's not worth it. What's the Four of Cups? being content. Turn my ringer off here. Being content. So it's like you're disappointed in something that didn't go. With this Tower brings disappointment, but it also brings contentment. I just heard you're better off. You're better off. And you're coming out of feeling trapped. So, I mean, ending, you got the 8 of Swords up right here, but you have the 8 of Swords in reverse. So it is taking you out of feeling trapped. Whatever this is, it's taking you out of feeling trapped. This fell out. 10 of Cups in reverse. What is that? 10 of Cups in reverse. Her times are changing. You know, I just got this deck. I'm so excited to use it. This is the After Tarot. And I really love the pictures here. So I want to get an outcome for Libra all the way across the board. What can we expect out of all this, Spirit? What can we expect next week for Libra for all of this? What's going to be the outcome? Coming out of feeling disappointed, which is excellent. And you're going to get your point across. That's for sure. So the King of Cups normally talks about being, you know, full of love and at the top of their emotional game. But in this deck, he's dumping the cups out. I just feel like I heard there's, you know, no more time. You don't have no more time to waste. I keep feeling like I want to talk about wasting time. Yeah, and it's like it's almost just easier to let somebody else make the decision for you. So you're just going to sit back and let somebody else make the decision for you. And that's probably why you come out of feeling trapped, because Libras often feel trapped in the place of needing to make a decision. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune again. So, and I feel like I want to say things are coming full circle. I also heard finally. I'm just going to pull a couple of advice cards here for Libra, please. From the fairies. Ooh, I pulled 2 at once. Be receptive to what comes at you. Yeah, these are both the same thing. The receptive principle and also discernment. When these things come at you, whatever this is, I feel like it's going to come at you. I heard head over heart. Head over heart. Yeah, and this is the same thing. This is clear sight. This is having... I really feel like, and that's probably why the Page of Swords came out too, because there's something that's going to go on that you're going to need to be very clear about. But I feel like you're going to be able to, like, you need to know where you're going to be, Libra, but you're going to be able to step out and let somebody else deal with it, which is good. Yeah, and the communication that is going to be needed is definitely going to happen to clear up this matter. But I mean, there's a Tower moment, so basically, you know, and all this is a little bit jumbled and kind of all over the place, I feel. But I think the main thing here is that there is going to be a change in this week that brings you out of disappointment. So I want to say like forward movement, forward uplifting, you know. It doesn't feel like a huge thing because it's only a week's worth. So we're talking about subtle change. Is death a calamity if it saves the lives of thousands? And is life a joyous event if it has caused nothing but grief? Yet, Even this you should not judge, but keeps you always on your own counsel and allows others of theirs. This is talking about ethics. This is talking about ethics. You know, is one death a terrible thing if it saves the lives of thousands? Whereas, is the death of 1,000 lives okay if it saves the life of one person that's quote-unquote really important? It's just, we're not talking about somebody dying here, even though we have the death card. We are talking about being ethical and taking one for the team and looking at things really logically. This is a Libra card. How do you balance this, is how I want to say it. Okay, so for this week, we're working on upward movement, forward, positive push for the week, along with ethical behavior, ethical thoughts, and logical decisions. Okay, Libra, that's all I have for you for this week. If you'd like a private reading, it's dharmajane8@gmail.com. Otherwise, find me on Instagram, dharmajane.8. Have a good one.